Oh, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start because I want to do this real quick. It's been on my mind for a few days to do this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. I was trying to wait for more people to come in. Okay, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. All right. Okay. So anyway, well, maybe I should. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. So I'm gonna do a reading on a person who was in this group, who got themselves involved here, or allowed themselves to be pressured and moved to join and participate. I talked about this man before. I'm gonna do a reading on him tonight, okay? And don't act like you don't watch, because you do. Okay. I met this man about 16 years ago. This is how pathetic this is. 15, 16 years ago. Okay. And I guess you could say we had some deep talks, you know, and get on the phone, be on the phone for hours. I mean, just hours. He used to be really big guy, really big. And he lost a lot of weight. He moved to Florida. His name is Mike. We got out of touch. I don't know, maybe an argument or some shit like that. I can't remember what happened. I think so. Got out of touch for a few years. And then, I don't know if I reached out to him or... Was that what happened? We did have an argument one time. We didn't talk for a while. And then we started talking again. You know how that go. But the last time, I can't remember what happened. We just... Seemed like we just lost touch. I can't remember what happened. But then out of the blue one day, maybe about, was it 2 years ago? Year before last, I think. he called me. I was so excited. I was so excited that he called, you know. And we started talking again. Okay. Same one person would ask me to read for him. I mean, even before I went public with my readings, you know, I would read for him and whatever. And I mean, he would pay me sometimes, you know, he would pay me. Not. I don't think so. First, before I went public with it, you know, but then, um, maybe the last time we got back in touch with each other, you know, he would pay me for it, and that's okay, you know. I considered him. I guess we could say I considered him a friend. So one time he asked me to his daughter was a pretty heavy girl, and asked me if I would. Well, I didn't have my uh, personal training certification anymore. This was, I think, last year. He asked me if I would work with her, and I was like, yeah, you know, because I was going to the gym and stuff, you know, sure. So I talked to her once, but like I said, Cleveland is this big. I mean, it's really not, you know. I feel like the world is so small, but whatever. But I was like, I said to myself, she probably know them motherfuckers. But whatever, we'll see. Maybe she doesn't know anything about the whole thing. And this is not something I really would talk about unless necessary. So, I talked to her, we set up an appointment to meet, and she canceled for whatever reason. I can't remember why. And she was going to reschedule, but I could kind of tell she wasn't going to reschedule. And I said, okay, so she probably goes to that gym or knows people that go to that gym or whatever. Let's see what happens. And exactly what I thought was going to happen. What happened? 4-4. I didn't hear from her anymore. He never asked. He never said to me, did she? Well, initially I told him, you know, we were going to meet, but we rescheduled. Oh, okay. He was a little disappointed, but whatever. And then, but he never asked any more about it. And I never heard from her again. And I said, well, let me just see what happens. Because I was telling him about all of this shit. Because again, I considered him a friend. So I was telling him what was going on. And he was like, Nikki, that's crazy. Blah, blah. You know how people do. Okay. Okay. Especially about that crazy ass Brianna Bellamy. He was like, she sounds like she want to fuck you. I've never seen the woman day in my life. Okay. But anyway, besides a few times here on YouTube that she was showing her face. But anyway, and I said, well, you know, I don't think I'm telling him the situation. I consider him a friend. I don't think he would participate in anything like that. Because, you know, when that kind of shit go on, any and everybody you look at, like, you realize anybody will do anything for some dollars, okay? So he kept telling me that these people was emailing him. Or that he was getting emails from me where he click the link and the picture and all this kind of stuff. The first time he did, I was like, I ain't sent you no email about no damn pictures. Okay. I said, that's probably them. Okay. They probably, I think these people hacked. They probably all in my email and shit. So I'm waiting to hear from other people like, bitch, what's this crazy ass email? You done sent nothing from anyone. Nothing. Okay. I said, whatever. The first time I just kind of blew it off. Second time he come, Nikki, they done sent me another email. And I said, send me a screenshot. So he sent me a screenshot. My name was spelled wrong, and I made a post about it on here. Okay. Then he does it a third time. And the third time, the second time I was kind of like, I don't know, motherfucker. Only you? Why they sending it to me? I was like, I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Me and you don't even talk by email. I don't know, you know. So I'm still waiting for this second time. I'm still waiting for other people to, in my email, to say, bitch, what is this shit? Nothing. The third time I was one to say, motherfucker, I know. You are not involved in this shit. I know you're not. Really? But I didn't. I said, just wait. Acting like it was, and with each time that he would contact me, each time that you contacted me, motherfucker, he acted like it was just so urgent. It was so urgent. And I'm like, I haven't heard anything from anyone else. Nobody. In my emails. Nobody. Nobody. Nothing. Nobody. But with all that urgency, so he sent it to me again. And I made a post about it. The post is still up. I'm not taking shit down. That's you. That's y'all acting dumb like children. So one day, I'm working with a client. His name crossed my mind. I said, I just got quiet. And he called me, I think. Yeah. But I didn't answer the phone because I was working with a client. And I didn't call him back. So his name crossed my mind for a reason. So I don't know if it was that night or the next night. I go to sleep and guess what? For those of you who have been keeping up with the story, guess what? I said, well, now look at this shit right here. The dream infiltration. There he was. Big as day. Now, I have seen pictures of him since he lost weight, but I haven't seen him. Like I said, he moved to Florida. I haven't seen him since he lost weight. I've only seen pictures of him. So the person that I saw in the dream was a big person. Like, the person, how he was when I last physically saw him. Because I remember one time, in the midst of all this, he told me he was coming to visit his family. I said, well, call me. Maybe we'll, go out to lunch or meet up or whatever. Didn't hear from him. I said, that's interesting. Didn't say anything. I said, maybe he didn't come. But his whole family is here. So I didn't ask him about it or anything. But then the dream infiltration came. I said, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Won't. So anyway, I shared with you about my neighbor, my downstairs neighbor acting a fool, and I was like, okay, I know this with this bitch. She's approached them. We'll pay y'all to do a noise campaign because it's interesting because they were making the people below me were making a whole lot of fucking noise at one point. And I'm like, whatever. Live how you live. Shit. Long as you ain't tearing the house down, okay? Ain't nobody bothering knocking on my door or whatever. Whatever. You ought to be able to live how you want to. You ought to be able to have fun in your home. Okay? If you laugh loud and you have visitors and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't bother me. But it was going on for a minute to the point where even my daughter was like, what the hell are they doing down there? I mean, she ain't cuss, but anyway, in other words, what the hell they doing down there? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Until, like I made the video, he called me that day with that bullshit. After I made the video, they ain't bothered me no more. I mean, they acted a little stupid, but, okay, not too much. Well, I'm talking to another neighbor, and I told her, because she was like, well, they doing this and they doing that. I said, I know. Talking about the people below me. I said, I know. So we were talking about it. And I said, well, I don't know. I got these people stalking me and shit. I think they were approached. I told her about this a long time ago. Okay? Since y'all don't give a fuck about nobody but yourselves. You don't care if you disturb people. You don't care if you send black magic. You don't give a fuck about nobody else but yourself and your fucking agenda. You don't care if they got children and you just could care less. And your car magic, car accident spells, all of that shit. You don't care what happened to nobody else. It's just all about you. The whole world revolves around you. Okay. So I'm like, let me let her know. Fuck. And I said, yeah, even this guy I've known for 16 years, he got involved. She said, 16 years? I said, known for 16 years. 16 motherfucking years. $16 goddamn years. Known this motherfucker. Had conversations with him, telling me about his shit with his wife and his mama and his daughter, you ma'am. Tell me all the shit. Read on this for me, Nikki. Read on that for me, Nikki. Nikki, what you think about this? And some woman he went down there and met and lived with and fucked her world up and all type of shit. Mm-hmm. So did. So I don't know if I said anything about it on my YouTube. I just know that he called me a couple times and I didn't answer. And the last time he called, he left the message cackling. Nikki just called me. So you think it's funny. Now, some of these people, I flat out went on and said some of the crass shit that they have done in their lives that I knew. But see, I don't want to say what came to me about you concerning your daughter. See how people do? How dumb. 16 years. For what? Bread and water? We'll pay. Tell your dad we'll pay. So y'all probably thought it was just so funny when I was making a post about them emails and y'all bothering people and shit, right? I hope you did. I'm gonna keep them shits right up there, so everybody can see this, the timeline. So I'm gonna do a reading about you, Mike Brown. Now y'all be saying, that ain't right, that ain't right, that ain't right. Yes, it is. He called me and asked me to do a reading for him by participating, this coming into my dreams and participating and getting his little bread and water so he could pay his 1-bedroom rent, a studio, whatever the fuck he lives in. And I'm not making fun of it. You got a dwelling, you got a dwelling. That's a beautiful thing, okay? All right. One more shuffle. So, what is this all about? Now, see, what I have found is some of these people who've gotten involved were mad at me anyway. Well, why? What did you do? This is what I did. What I wanted to do and not what they wanted me to do. This man asked me years ago, or approached me years ago, with the possibility of me and him having a romantic relationship. I was not interested in him. So no. And you're mad? So basically, you've been holding on to that all these years, and you done found a reason here to get back at me because I wouldn't be your woman. Okay. Is that rape culture shit? Now, see, y'all, you may think it's just about sexual forcing yourself on someone sexually rape. No. Okay. It's forcing yourself on them in any way, energetically, so on and so forth. When they say no, like I said, the documentary I watched, the man in prison who was in prison for rape, and that's what he had been doing all his life, and he admitted it, and he said, it ain't about sex. The man said, it's, you're gonna do what I tell you to do. That's what he said. And he said, you say no, it might as well be yes. That's what he said. So that's what this is. Someone says no to you, you're angry because you're not getting what you want. So you hold on to that and you harbor that. And you can't wait for the opportunity when it presents itself to harm someone who's told you no. That's what this is. Like the one chick mad because I wouldn't make her no fucking waist speeds. No, bitch. Why would I make you waist speeds, you two-faced bitch? So you waited for an opportunity. Yeah, I do it. I join. How about this bitch? She ain't make me no waist beat. She made them waist beat. You two-faced. No. I'm giving you shit. I'm making shit for you. Why would I all my energy and me and make you any motherfucking thing? Hell no, bitch. I ain't say all that, but no. Motherfuckers coming up to me, well, her feelings was hurt. Well, maybe mine was hurt when the bitch completely ignored me after the big monster threw me out the motherfucking gym. But you motherfuckers don't care about that. See, you have feelings and thoughts and softness and all of that. But I'm not supposed to. I'm just supposed to be a machine. No, I will not make you any. How's that? And if I do, you ain't gonna pay what I'm gonna charge you. So go get your friend that you got to start her little company to make it, or the little African girl or whatever, make you that cheap shit. Okay, or just make you something for just business purposes, but not with no care and no heart and no realness in it. Soul. Okay, spirit was truly royal. Or other people, because I wouldn't let them run over me and talk to me any kind of fucking way. And when they did, I spoke up for myself. And you're mad, so you're gonna join. Cause who she thinks she is? No, who I am? Fuck you think you are. So this is why some of them participated. Besides the fact that we're gonna get some money. Yeah, I'm mad at her anyway. She wouldn't let me touch her body. Goddamn right. She wouldn't give me what I wanted. So you're just gonna push yourself on somebody. Force yourself on somebody. Stomp them in the ground, in the mud, in the graveyard, in the burial plot, in the cemetery. Say, yeah, I'm mad at her because she wouldn't make me no waste. Yeah, I'm glad she died because she wouldn't be my girlfriend. And yeah, I'm glad she died because she went off of me that day when I tried to go off on her and tell her about herself. And she wouldn't let me bump tacos with her. And blah, 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 blah. Okay. That, and it also tells me that you don't defend yourselves. Self, from self-loathing to self-loving. I got one member. Okay, so let's get into this reading with this motherfucker. It's your fucking father. Okay, I gotta maneuver myself a little bit differently. My car's just falling on the floor. Hold on. That's what he used to do. We get on the phone. He always put me on the hold. Hold on. Hold on. Because he'd be working. Hold on, Nikki. Hold on. I couldn't stand it. Hold on. Okay. The Hermit in reverse. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me start over. Let me keep that Hermit card. Keep this Hermit in reverse. Hold on. Okay, let me see. The Emperor. Upright. I don't know. Father figure. I mean, even though he was my friend, I never looked at him as my father, but a fatherly type figure. Okay. Have a lot of childhood issues. You have a lot of childhood issues. Well, like most of us, that's not a put down. Many of us do. Probably all of us in some way. Okay. But I also feel like you won't do any kind of inner reflection here. I think you try to. I think you try to. Three of Cups in reverse. I feel like that may have something to do with the women in your life. Because there are women on that card. 3 women. Mother, wife, maybe daughter. But I'm hearing a lot of messages here. Okay, you're mad at me for some reason. And this is Prince of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I feel like you're not getting what you want, but I feel like it has something to do with the women in your life. Okay, so I mean, like, you explore women. Okay, you treat them in a way that is not proper nor fair, and I think this is something that you know and you realize and recognize. Okay, but maybe you won't take the time to work on it and fix it. Okay. You know, you ask a lot of questions. Okay. Well, where's the work? You might feel some kind of guilt about I feel like maybe the move to Florida was more, or just leaving. Okay, might have been. People talk about Cleveland. Real bad. I'm one of them. Okay, I don't so much anymore. not like I used to. Because it's like it's one of those things where you realize, you know, where they say, wherever you go, you're with you. Okay. Now some people do talk about how they can move someplace else and things will feel better for them. Okay. Um, okay, I can see that being the case, okay? But it doesn't necessarily have to always be the case because we tend to relate where we are with who we know and who we were in that place. Okay, but I do feel that you can still be in the same place, as far as I'm talking about, like a city, a home, or whatever, and leave, but still be there. Okay, and I don't mean just physically. Okay, because it's not about the city in and of itself, the place outside of you. It's you. Okay, you know, how do you get out? By going within. Okay, finding your true self. Okay, and being that and beaming that, even like my uncle, my dad's brother, he had been a drug addict for years. Okay, for over 30 years of his life. He did you know, remove himself from that life and healed himself and everything, maybe for like the last 20 some years of his life. But he had to move from one side of town to the other side, you know, from the east side to the west side, to get away from, you know, the element, okay, that he was used to, you know, that took, you know, where he was doing his drugs and stuff and the people and everything. He didn't leave the city, he just moved to the west side. You know what I'm saying? And it helped him. Okay, you can find yourself, I feel like, when you finding yourself within, and once you, I feel like, going within, you can remove yourself from the energy. Okay, it doesn't have to be the whole city and all of that type of thing. Okay, it's just the energy. Okay, because it no longer, it resides in you. You know, you cleaned it up, the healing or whatever. Okay, finding the true self. Okay, so I do feel like, I don't know if this was more so, which I did have questioned that time, if this was a running away. Okay, but at the same time feeling guilty because you may see yourself as the head of the home and the protector of these women who you walked away from. Okay, but I feel like maybe you felt you had to, or you needed to, at that particular time. Okay, but I feel like I'm hearing like you've been running ever since. Okay, you might have gotten away physically, but mentally. Okay, because really the cities, all of them look the same in many ways. Okay, especially nowadays, a lot of them are losing their character with the major corporations taking over and whatnot. You know, but I mean, there's some beautiful shit here in this motherfucker. In this city, it's just some really, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful places and spaces here. It's just amazing. So when your eyes open, or your eye opens. Okay. Let's see what else. You don't have to like it. It ain't about you. Okay. Here the Nine of Swords upright and the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you tortured by this thing here. You're bothered by it. Okay, you don't understand it here. Why have I walked away from the institution of home, family, those that I love? Okay, those that trust me, those that put me first, those that put me on a pedestal. I had to get away here. Okay, that trust me, love me, that I'm here to protect. Okay, honor. Okay, but again, I'm hearing like I had to get away, had to find myself again, trust myself. Okay, bring back honor to my being. This is what I'm hearing. Okay, home, Four of Wands. Okay, it's where you sit on your throne here as this emperor, father. Okay, once again, provider, protector, so on and so forth. Okay, but now you may feel like there is no protection for them from them because I've gone. Here's your daughter. It's not bad if you're watching. Here, I even feel like with the Temperance card, bringing, you know, tempering the home, the environment. You have sons. I don't know if it's one or two, but it's more so here about women. There's an issue here with women here. Okay, maybe feeling like you're supposed to pour into them, into their soul, here, into their mind, into their being. Okay, something about the heart of the matter. Okay. Okay. That's where the growth is. From looking at here in this card, this relates to one person here. Growth here, development, um, uh, the heart, leading with the heart. Okay, maybe you feel like you should be leading with the heart, not the mind. Leading with the heart. Okay, so that that beauty, the role here of a man. Okay, in these women's lives or in the lives of women, the women that I chose. Okay, the women that I've chosen to be with for whatever, however the situation went. Okay, I'm not going to get into all that. You've shared it with me, but I'm not going to tell the world all of that. Okay, but you feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing, pouring into here. Okay, your daughter here. All right, but that damn sure ain't the way to do it. Yeah, I join. I take the bribe and join and hurt the bitch that I've known for 16 fucking years. Okay. Which just speaks to all the more of your situation here with women in general and how you look at women or how you relate to them. I'll put it that way. Okay, money. Yeah, I take the money, but you really knowing here, this is where it resides here with family, home. That's where the abundance is. And maybe even doing it when I'm sure your daughter propose it to you to try to connect with her. Okay, this is how I can connect with my child, but you regretting something, maybe regretting it, okay, regretting something, but it more so I feel like with your daughter, what kind of example am I, okay, to do this to my child or in front of my child. Okay. But maybe again feeling like this is the only way that I can connect. Cause see, some of y'all who keep doing the black magic witchcraft on my motherfucking ass, you do it because you know that's the only way you're going to have a conversation with me. That she ain't gonna never talk to my motherfucking ass again. You got damn right. But I know that if I do that, she may make a video or something. This is the only way that I can communicate with her. Sad, okay? But again, here living in some kind of fantasy. Now I don't know. Okay, there might be. All of this shit, they're all of it. Okay. I ain't talking about just as far as I'm concerned, my situation. There's these sexual undertones and sexual crises and sexual identity crisis and wondering who I am and where I am and where I belong. Okay. A lot of sexuality issues, sexual issue, not so much sexuality, but sexual issues. Okay. I'm not making no commentary about this man's that, okay? But there's a lot of that, okay? I was just watching something and they were talking about these secret societies and all that kind of stuff, and that movie Eyes Wide Shut, okay? It's big thing here. I don't know if it's about control and people doing the rituals and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. Okay, Five of Pentacles upright once again, and the Ten of Cups upright once again. Feeling rejected. Okay, but also maybe you rejecting, but feeling rejected and feeling neglected at the same time, which you may have felt led to the rejecting and the neglecting of home, of your family. Okay, where here is where you know in your heart this is where the fortune and the abundance is. Okay, if I could just get it right, if I could just make it right, if I could make my way back home. Your issue is not with this city. Your issue is with what has happened in your life here in this place. Okay. And I am hearing, and you can come back home, but see, it's not so much about the city in and of itself. Okay. Again, I just said that. I ain't got to do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's home. It's family. Okay. Maybe facing, the challenges and whatnot that you've experienced here with that Hermit card in reverse. Okay. Not wanting to do that, afraid to do that. Okay, but you should and you need to. Okay, if you feel like you need to connect with your child, with your daughter. Okay, the way to do it is by connecting with her, and that ain't no connection. Okay, yeah, I'll get involved and go help y'all hurt the bitch and kill the bitch, even though she done told me about it and I think it's crazy as hell, but y'all gonna give me some money out of it, so I'll go ahead and take the bribe and do it, and in the back the subconscious is, and this is a way for me to connect with my daughter. No, that's not. That's not. Because when you going to do it to her? That's what that is. Anything else? Because what you do to one person, agree to do to one person, you're going to do it to others. And even those that you claim you love. Prince of Cups in reverse, okay? And the Tower card in reverse, okay? You may feel like you have failed her here, okay? Maybe in regards to any kind of relationships that she may have with men that were not mature, okay? Emotionally mature, emotionally stagnant, I'm hearing, and emotionally barren, just wanting to come in, okay, to basically lay pipe, okay? Which you feel like it's probably something you could have avoided, or that's something that could have been avoided in her life, okay, by you being there to bring her some fairness and some justice to her being, okay, but you feel weak in that area, that you can't do it, okay, and that you've left her open and vulnerable to be targeted. This is why you were so open and ready to target men, okay, and move forward with some bullshit. Okay, you got questions here. The answers are here now. Okay, exposed. Okay, for all the world to see, just like you did to me. Okay, spoiling a friendship that we had, just like you did to me. Okay, all right. I don't know. King of Cups in reverse. Okay, you you may not feel like you the gangster love. Okay, no more shit. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, all right. The Ace of Cups here in reverse, and the Magician card upright. Okay, again, not loving the self. That again, these are the same themes over and over again. Lack of self love. I'm also hearing discipline. Okay, lack of self love. As well as these all this sexual the things sexual, this society is real rife and fucked up with that, okay, sexual issues here, okay, trying to manifest, wanting to manifest here, okay, but what, you feel like you don't control anything, okay, like you don't lead anything, okay, no home, no family here, you feel powerless. Okay. But not because of anything outside of you, okay, but because of your choices, okay, that have nothing to do with me. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Nine of Cups upright. Feeling like possibly you should have never walked away, leaving family and poverty, not financial poverty here. Okay, where is everybody? Not financial poverty, okay, but you know, a man leading the home. Here we have the Sun card upright. Okay. Anything else? I feel like that's it. Okay. Where she's here. Having to live on her own. I don't know if she's married or anything like that. Okay, I have no clue. Okay, being independent, maybe not even had enough. May have not been poured into her for her to listen to her own intuition or trust it. Okay, but you definitely see her as the star. You love her. I'm here more than life itself. You love her. You just don't know how to show it, don't know how to express it to her. But again, here, you don't know how to show it, don't know how to express it to her. But your love for her is deep and you don't want her to be heartbroken. Okay. And I feel like maybe again for you, you feel like that's how I can connect with her. Okay. But that's not the way to do it. I'm sorry. That's not the way to do it, to help her and other people steal from someone else. Okay. There is no victory in doing that. Okay. When you're holding on to something, okay, you need to let it go and free yourself, free your mind, okay, so that you can free your home. So happiness, joy, and abundance can come into your home. Okay. Now leave me the fuck alone. That's what you do. See, while you all thought that you were setting out to destroy me and hurt me and getting paid and ha ha he he and all of that kind of thing, here it is. God was like, no, I want you to help them, the lost souls. And that's exactly what it is that I'm doing. All right. I just thought, I love you. Not you, who the reading was for, just people, okay? You all have favor. Peace.